Okay, let's look at question number 22. Okay, it says that a sequence of 10 letters are made according to the following rules. The letter P can only be followed by letter Q or R, right? And then the letter Q can only be followed by R or S. The letter R can only be followed by S or T. The letter S can only be followed by T or P. And then the letter T can only be followed by P or Q, right? How many possible sequences are there where first, fourth, and 10 letters are all Q? Therefore, in this case, can you see that? Let's look at the 10 letters. That means the first letter can be Q, right? First letter. Okay, then after that, come to the fourth letter is Q, and then the 10 letters is Q also. Therefore, it's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Therefore, this is also Q, right? Therefore, this is the first letter, this is the fourth letter, and then this is the 10th letter. This is the 10th letter. Therefore, can you see that it seems very confusing when you read this statement? When you read all these 5 statements, it seems very confusing. Therefore, the idea here is that can you do it like a pentagon? That means if you arrange them as a pentagon, then I think the thing becomes a lot simpler. Because what does it say? It says that P can be followed by what? P can be followed by Q and R. That means in this case, can you see that it can be followed by Q? It can also be followed by R. Right? Okay, then your Q can be followed by R and followed by S, followed by S. Therefore, in this case, can you see that this part here? This is S, right? Then after that, can you see that your R can be followed by S and then followed by T, followed by T, right? Okay, and this is your T, right? And then your S is followed by T and then followed by P. Therefore, this part here. Okay, then your T is followed by P and then followed by Q. Therefore, in this case, can you see that this is the sequence, really a pentagon. That means in this case, one arrow represents one step, right? And then your double arrow actually represent a 2 steps things. Represent a 2 steps things, right? Therefore, in this case, can you see that? How do you actually get to? How do you ensure that the fourth and the 10 are Q? Therefore, in this case, to get, okay, can you see that for first Q to the first Q to the fourth Q, what is the number of ways? Can you see that for the first Q to get to the fourth Q? What is the number of ways? What is the number of ways? Can you see that in this case, can you see that is Q go to R, right? And then go to what? It go to T, and then it will go back to Q. Then can you see that Q to R is one way, R to T is actually 2 ways, and then after that T to Q is actually 2 steps. Therefore, in this case, this is 1, 2, 2. Therefore, you need 5 steps. That means in this case, you need 5 steps. Right? And in this case, can you see that these 5 steps? This is one of the 5 steps, right? But the thing is, definitely it can be other 5. That means in total, from one Q to another Q, for the first Q to get to the fourth Q, you need 5 steps. But these 5 steps can be arranged as 2, 1, 2 also. It can also be 2, 2, 1. Therefore, in this case, the number of ways to move from first Q to the fourth Q is actually 3 ways. It's actually 3 ways. Then now we want to look at how do you move from the fourth Q. That means in this case, fourth Q all the way to the 10th Q, right? All the way to the 10th Q. Therefore, in this case, you need how many steps? That means in this case, can you see that? This circuit? This circuit is actually 10 steps. 10 steps. Therefore, in this case, 10 step. Okay. Then how do you achieve the 10 step? How do you achieve the 10 step? That means in this case, you can have 2 step of 1, 2 step of 1, or 2 step of 1, and 4 steps of 2, and 4 steps of 2, 4 steps of 2, right? Therefore, in this case, can you see that basically is 1 1 2 2 2 2, right? 1 1 2 2 2 2, right? And in this case, can you see that? Can you see that? How this 1 1 2 2 2 2? How many ways are there? That means it's an arrangement of this number, right? Number of ways is actually equal to what? Is actually equal to 6 factorial, and there are 4 of them. These are identical, right? 4, therefore divide by 4 factorial, and there are 2 identical 1, or 2 identical 1, therefore in this case this is divided by 2 factorial, and from this you get 15, you get 15. Therefore total number of ways, it will be 3 times 15, because it take 3 ways to from the first queue to the fourth queue, 3 ways, but from the fourth queue to the 10th queue you take there are 15 ways, therefore in this case total in this case total number of ways that will be just equal to what? That will be just 3 times 15, and in this case that will give you 45, 45. Maybe can I say that you should really go through these steps. Can you see that? Can you see that you from the fourth queue to go to 10th queue, the 10th queue, can you see that actually you go through so-called 6 steps. 6 steps. That means in this case you have to go through 6 steps, and each step is either 1 or 2. Therefore in this case maybe just an illustration of 1 1 2 2 2. What does it mean? 1 1 2 2 2. That means in this case, can you see that? Okay, let me illustrate here. This is 1 step, 2 step, and then after that, can you see that I take a step that is 2 steps here, 3, and then after that, can I say 4, and then say 5, and then 6. Can you see that? You go back to Q. Therefore, this is a sequence of 1 1 2 2 2 2. Understand? Therefore, that means you actually go through the 6 steps along the pentagon. 6 steps along the pentagon. But the steps can be 1 or 2, because double arrow is actually a 2-step thing. Single arrow is actually a 1 step. I mean, this is our notation. Right? Okay. With that, I think I stop here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.